Well, hey there. My name is Joy McLean, and this is the Known and Design Podcast with Joy McLean. And I am here. I'm going to come um, mostly live or even recorded. This is my very first one. A little nervous, and it is recorded because just some technology and just how the day goes. But what I want to do is around this time every day, so around your drive time, because I'm usually at home, working from home, or done the things I need to do, I want to provide you with just some word or encouragement or reflection of either things that have happened to me either that day or just sharing some things that God has shown me in the past just to give you encouragement. So it's your known and designed joy ride. And so these are my segments, and I hope you will enjoy them. So let's get started. I am going to read from Psalm 1. And actually, this psalm has meant a lot to me over the years. It's the very first one that very first full chapter of the Bible that I actually memorized. And so I wanted to share that. I think that's great for a very first joyride. So Psalm 1 says, Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scorners. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law does he meditate day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he shall prosper. The wicked are not so, but are like the chaff that the wind drives away. And therefore, the wicked will not stand in judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked will perish. So as we get into this, Father, Lord, I just thank you for this day and thank you for the opportunity to have the technology and tools and the ability to reach whatever woman or man or child gets to listen to this and hear my voice and hear your word and just have some time. I hope that this will be a blessing to them and or her and just give them some uplift or something more to think about when it comes to you. So again, this is your joy ride for the day. Thank you, God, for all that you do. So here's the deal. This was the very first chapter that I memorized in the Bible. It's only 6 verses, and I thought I could do that. So, the shortest verse in the Bible is literally Jesus wept, and the longest one is a Psalm 119, which I believe has 150 verses. No, I think it's more than that in it. 170. I don't know. It's more. But anyway, this one only has 6 verses. And so I want to challenge you to start memorizing the word. And if you don't know where to start, this is a great place. Psalm 1 really talks about the things and compares one man or woman. In this case, we're just mostly talking to women. That he compares one type of woman to another. So he says that the one who walks in the counsel of the um, the wise will be blessed. So they don't walk with wicked people. They don't sit with people that are mean and scornful and gossip. And they don't sit with people that are scoffers. And scoffers are always questioning what others should do or not believing things. They rather test all the limits. And so the scripture says, Blessed is the man who walks not with the counsel of the ungodly, nor stands in the state of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scorner, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law does he meditate day and night. So she knows who to talk to, she knows where to stand, she knows where to sit, and she knows what to think about. And in today's world, we're always talking about meditate, 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 and people start talking about they manifesting stuff because they was thinking that when they get older they're gonna have all these things. Or I manifested that check, I manifested this job, and that is not the same thing. So we want to make sure we are meditating. And you may have had a long day. You know what? I'm just gonna stop right there. I've had a really long day. I have had a day that I would call the day where I ran into a lot of deceivers. Now, nobody in this world is perfect. And I will tell you that, of course, as a child and probably times as an adult, you try to deceive, you try to make sure that things go your way, right? You try to manipulate things. But I will tell y'all, today, you know what happened? I ran into, and that's in quotes because it wasn't physical, but through a series of events, several um, people who were doing things that were wrong, illegal, deceitful, or attempting to do things, I came across their path all day from um, 9 a.m. this morning until about 2:50 p.m. So let me tell you what happened. So first was, and the one that really matters is the one that's more personal. The other one is work related, and just somebody put in the application. They checked the box that disqualified them, and then they went back into the application to fill it out again, ignored the boxes, and tried to request reimbursement. Yeah, that's not what happens. That's just one part of the things that I do. But here's what happened personally. So, about 6 months ago, we sold a car, and we did all the things right. We actually had, we're in the Dallas area. Our daughter is in the Houston area. And so she actually had the car. The transmission went out, and so we just decided to sell it. It was an older car, it was a 2009, not worth it, and decided to sell it. We decided to do a method that we had done before, which was find a company that would just give us a really good quote close to the value that we think it would be worth and give us the money so the transaction could happen really quickly. And so we found a company. We did all the things that we were supposed to do. They did all the things that they were supposed to do with us. And within 3 days, we had sold the vehicle. I went and, turned off the toll tag, because in Texas we have a toll tag just to ride on the highway. Turned that off. And I thought I had done everything that was required at the DMV. But I guess you have to do a vehicle transfer notification. And somewhere in my life, because it has been really busy in 2025, I forgot to do that. But that's okay. We got the money. We had the receipt from the company. All was well until 2 days ago when we got an invoice from the county that said we owed for toll tag. Now, what was odd, not only was that they had a picture of the rear of that car, but the dates that the car had been on the highway were really odd. They went all the way back to May, so it was like 7 or 8 times in May, once in June, maybe twice, once in July, and I just mean one time. And then it skipped until September 23rd of this year. And we're like, what are you talking about? We don't own this car. Why would we get this invoice? And we were thinking that company that bought the car, they haven't sold the car yet, and all the things. We zoom in on the picture. The picture has a license plate on it. I looked that up. That's the license plate that we had signed the tag to that I had turned off in the app. And then we thought, oh no, our daughter left the tag on, or not on the back, but in the car, because here you have to have a front and a back, and that car didn't allow for that, so we had it in the window. She was like, nope, I did all the things I was supposed to do. So I made a phone call and they said in dispute. I had to send an email with all this documentation. So I sent them the sales receipt and a couple of other things and told them that this tag, they should not be using the tag. Well, they came back and said that's not sufficient information. They sent me a list of 4 documents that they would accept. One was one to the state that I didn't realize I had to do, but I did that immediately. And then another one was like bill of sale or whatever. So we make a series of phone calls today. Now we're supposed to be doing a whole nother thing. We have a whole nother plan. And when we got done, we got a new more official letter from the company we sold it to quickly. They did an amazing job. And I called the DMV and they said that notification that I had submitted was there and in process. It would take about 72 hours or whatever, but there was nothing they could do. And then my daughter, sent us a picture of the 2 tags that she had from removed from the other car. So apparently, somehow, this person had gotten a picture, something crazy, of our car on the highway, or they somehow have made another plate. It is like identical to the plate we had, same color, because in Texas there's like 500,000 choices of tags. It's the same color, same license plate, everything. Okay, so now I am beyond frustrated. I'm angry. I'm hot. And so when I get done with this, I have to send an email. I'm going to go ahead and respond to the county with the letter from the company as well as the picture our daughter sent that shows that she has the tags. Deceiving, deception. You're riding around on a vehicle. Somebody is riding around on it with a vehicle that is, I don't know, it's theirs, but it's they using the tag, and the question is where they get it from. But anyway, y'all, woo! So my joy ride home was filled with trying to not only release that, but to calm down and really try to focus on what I'm going to say today. But obviously, I can't do that. So, how could this scripture maybe support that? So, yes, I have prayed before I got on here. I'm trying to focus on that. And then I look at this and he's like, but blessed is the man who does not do these things, because he's like a tree planted by streams of water. He yields fruit. His leaf will not wither. The wicked are not like that. They are like the chaff. They just blow in the wind. The wicked, they won't stand um, in the in God's judgment for those that do his will. They are going to be, they won't be with the righteous. They're not going to be in this congregation. They will set aside. Now, I'm not saying that these people don't know the Lord. I don't know these people. But when we don't do what we're supposed to do, when we these things that hurt other people, like layer and layer and layer of hurt, instead of trying to do what is right. So right now, I just want you to know that when you do what God says to do, honor his word, follow him, pray, read his word, obey his word, rethink what you think you know. I think that's so crucial. And even now, I'm sitting here like, well, maybe I need to um, make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, don't get on here and go live without praying first, which I did. I prayed first before I went live or recorded this video. Try not to create a story out of nothing, but knowing that when we deceive, we hurt. We hurt ourselves, really, because you can't stand right when you deceive. and we hurt other people. There are three other people currently affected by this. And first, we questioned the integrity of the company, but they were fine. It does make me question the line of the other companies that they used, because they hired a company to tow, and then that tow company sent it to some place, another company where they sold it. Somebody is not doing what they're supposed to do, or somebody has the inside to the DMV, because how would they get a picture? It is truly a picture of our car, of that car, our old car. How they get that picture with the license plate that we have the license plates? But all I can do right now to live in joy, to refuel my faith, is to trust that, one, to stay calm. Emotional management in these situations is key. Don't talk to anybody about being, if somebody's gonna make me mad today, today would be the day. But I can't be frustrated about that. I mean, I can't talk to them. This is a day where I know I have to step back, because my mind is focused on really being deceived, and I need to pray for these people. Like, are we good at doing that? Praying for our enemy. The Bible calls us to do that. And then remember that I am of the blessed, and that God will make sure that I remain planted by the streams of water, that there will be fruit from me, that I will prosper, even though something around me is trying to impact that, even though the enemy is trying to use this so that I don't get my words across to you like I should. He really is. So we need to take time. We need to know who we are. Like, if this was happening to you, would you say, "See, bad things always happen to me"? Because if that's what you say, then that's not true either. Because, like my podcast, Known and Designed, God did not create you so bad things would happen to you. That is an untruth that you need to stop repeating to yourself. That's how you meditate. Meditate on not saying things that God didn't say about you. So, do I own this emotionally? No, not in the part that the sense it's going to harm me. Do I own the part that I need to calm down and not be angry and just handle the things that I need to handle? And, you know, it's going to get resolved, because I did everything I knew I was supposed to do. And when the things I didn't know, I fixed it. And so it's not, and Satan may be trying to distract me. So again, so this doesn't come out right. But I want you to know that, in life, there are these stops and steps and little bumps in the road that try to stop the truth that's ahead. But we're not going to have that, because the joy ride that we get in the Father is that He is protecting us, He's resolving us. He knew this was going to happen when we sold the car, when we were thinking about selling the car and how we were going to sell the car. He knew all of these little things, that it was going to get in the hands of somebody that was going to make up this license plate, so that I would learn, one, to fill out the vehicle transfer notification form number 346 for the state of Texas, or any other state that I live in, whatever that looks like. And two, that I would need to um, come before Him so I can fix my emotions. And three, that I can rejoice on the other side, because there will be another side, and all things work together for good for those who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. That is, all things work together. All things work together for good, not for bad. So, you know what? All right. That's your joy ride for a day. I hope you got a little bit out of this. They're going to get better. They are going to get better. But thanks for listening to the Known and Design podcast with Joy McLean, where we're going from doubt to joy, rebranding confidently in God's design. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.